Hello and good morning, everyone. Good to see you. Paul Trani here. Yes, hopefully you'll see me in a few moments. Let's wait for the stream to catch up. But yes, this is File New Show actually on Tuesdays now, because that's when we actually have a lot of announcements. Yesterday we have the WWDC, so Worldwide Developer Conference for good old Apple, and then we've also had releases as well. So hopefully that, yeah, and that's what we will cover. So we'll talk about our guests this week, new creative questions and tips that you might have, and we will get this party started. So thanks so much for joining me. I just appreciate you guys hanging out. So thank you so much. All right, cool. Hopefully the player is loading for you. It's actually not loading for me, but awesome. I trust that everything's coming through, so thank you so much, even though I'm not seeing it on my end. That's okay, so we'll go through this news. This is going to be really fun, and I'm so glad you guys are here. It is a wonderful Tuesday, and hopefully you guys like what I have in store. So let's kind of dive into kind of what's going on actually at Adobe Live right now. We have a number of cool artists, of course, that started yesterday, and they will continue today. So we have Kara Sykes, who's creating a summer vector patterns, which I love because you know I like flowers and things like that. So that's pretty cool. Designing a coffee delivery app this afternoon as well. So this is day 2 for them. Then we also have some other fun pro tips for building community, actually, with Sin Lagos, which would be cool. That's starting tomorrow. And then, even though I'm in the way, an interactive design magazine. It's a lifestyle design magazine, as you can see right here, bing, with Angelo Montilla, or Montilla, depending on how you want to say it. So yeah, it's going to be good. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know why everything was kind of flashing and a little tricky, but I tend to overload the graphics. So yes, here we are. Let's dive into some news right now that we've covered the guests. All right, welcome back. And you already know that I'm going to be doing this on Tuesdays now. So that's great news because it gives me a lot to talk about. So that's pretty cool. So yeah. The other big thing as I switch my screen is probably the WWDC happening yesterday. So we could talk about some of the highlights if you want. Awesome. Yeah, so I want to know kind of what you guys are interested in. I could talk about sort of the highlights, iOS 15 coming, right? So it takes a little bit, you know, July, August. They have to work out all the little bugs. What's pretty cool is actually kind of being able to do FaceTime, right? And being able to say, watch a show with someone else if you're into that, just so you know. So kind of looks like this. So if you wanted to watch Mystic Quest, right? Then you could watch Mystic Quest, and you could actually FaceTime with somebody as you watch it on Apple TV in this case. And they're working with other providers, but that's kind of cool. So lots of updates to FaceTime. They also have a portrait mode, which will kind of blur out the background, which should be pretty cool. All right, cool. So, and they updated the weather app, right? They're reading your emails and your calendar, right? Using some AI to kind of sort through and say, oh, somebody mentioned this. Do you want to set up this appointment? Right? Like I was talking to my neighbor the other day and she's going on a trip and I was like, okay, I texted her, hey, don't forget to, pack liquids, basically. I said something roughly like that, pack some alcohol going down to the Caribbean, and then it wanted to add that to her packing list, is to pack liquids, which was kind of funny. So just so TSA could enjoy them in their good old break room. So yeah, All right, let's kind of go back. We'll kind of go into some of these. I'm going to get into like something that I like a lot. Let's talk about iPad real fast. Of course, we're going to have widgets that you could actually put on the main screen, which will be cool, right? We get it. FaceTime coming there as well. But I'm looking forward to my Mac OS Monterey, which will be pretty cool. So at least what will be helpful for me is I typically have like a number of screens and a number of let's do that. Oh, you might not be able to hear this, but I'll just give you a quick preview. You ready? So just kind of pointing out that I have multiple Macs and multiple keyboards, and you'll have the ability to have one keyboard and one mouse control multiple Macs. So I'm super excited about that because it's really hard to live stream with all these. It's like you're doing two jobs. And by the way, I want to give you guys a warm welcome. I really haven't called out any names. I'm so sorry. Tim's in the house, everybody. Reverb Mike is here. Afroja, hello, Steve. It's good to have you here. A light clap for you all. Carol Pearl, AAPL. I don't know what that is, but that sounds cool. Sure, let's talk about it. Updates to the watch, you get the idea. You kind of got the highlights, right? We have to wait for all this stuff anyways, right? It's going to be a couple months before it hits, say, our desktop or our iPad or our phone, but it should be pretty cool. So, yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Let's dive into some more fun stuff, if you guys don't mind. Let me just kind of switch over and say, hey, you know what? We have updates to our apps. And this is why I do this on Tuesdays now, right? Because we could take a look right now. In fact, you can see a number of apps that are currently that I kept on my screen just so you could see what needs to be updated, right? So clicking over, Photoshop, Lightroom, Premiere Rush, After Effects, Lightroom Classic, Camera Raw as well. So a number of apps actually need to be updated. So Illustrator should be on this list because you could rotate the canvas now, right? Some of these are, you know, super resolution, an AI-driven feature called super resolution. Ask Terry White about that. That is in Lightroom. Okay, and some of them concern the Apple M1 chip, so the Apple Silicon devices, right? So that's why actually I haven't upgraded Lightroom Classic. But I did upgrade the others, and we can kind of dive into that right now. Oh yeah, new gradients and shadows in XD. Let's talk about that. And actually, let's not even talk about it. Enough talking, Paul. Jeez. Yeah, I like this. I like this visual stuff. But in XD, new inner shadow, right? Outline, stroke, angular gradient, right? We could see that right here, because where is it? Right down here. Zoop. Inner shadow. Let's add that inner shadow. Let's make it more intense just so everybody can see it. There's your inner shadow. Curve those corners. You get the idea. Super cool. I love XD. I miss it. Yeah, rotate Illustrator canvas. Thank you, Kimmy J. That's why you are here. That's why I'm talking to you today, so you know about these features. Because it's like poor developers, they slave away, they make this stuff, and then we don't tell anybody about it. Is that what we're trying to do? Alrighty. Oh, let's close that. And let's move on. We could even fill this with something else. We could take out that inner shadow. We'll go to fill. We'll go to right in here. We have linear, radial, angular gradient. Selecting angular gradient. Yeah, that's right. It's exactly what you expect it is. We can have some fun by adding some more color stops in here really fast. As fast as I can. Let's make this look like a rainbow. Throw a little yellow in there. Make sure on the end it is going to be maybe green, something like that. Teal right in there. You guys get the idea. So angular gradient, which you actually have this in Photoshop too. I don't know if you knew that. And also Illustrator, so this is cool. I love angular gradient. By the way, let's actually go in there and let's select that again. Because as I select it, one thing I didn't do is obviously I could rotate it. And I could see these individual color stops right on it as well. So as I adjust, you could see what's happening. These are all the color stops that I added. Let's see if I could do it. Let's see if I can just click right on this line right here. Boop. We could add a color stop that way as well. So I added that orange one. We can change that to teal just to kind of show you what's happening. Sure enough, super easy to use. If you wanted it to be harder, I don't know what to tell you, but super cool. Yeah, I wonder how, that's a good question, Tim. I wonder how people will use this other than shiny metal buttons. I love this. I think this will be fun. I think it might be kind of fun. I'd have to see how it works with auto animate. But yeah, I honestly, in my 25 plus year, I've never used an angular gradient. Maybe it's because we didn't have it 15 years ago. So whatever the case may be, you have it at your disposal, which is cool. And outline stroke, which actually, to be honest with you, I don't know where outline stroke is. Let me just go in here. Let's just grab another circle. Border. Yeah, and Tim probably knows. How do I outline this stroke is my next question. And there it is. Okay, cool. Path, outline, stroke. So it's under object down to path, outline, stroke. Sure enough, you can outline that stroke in this case. And sure enough, treats it as a shape, just like it would in Illustrator. Cool? You guys get the idea. That's enough. I need to talk about more things because we also have stuff available in Photoshop on the iPad, right? And let's just dive into that too, if you guys don't mind. What's up? General Kenobi's in the house. RB, hello. Hi there. Yeah, I can see if you crop out the center. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Let's switch over. Excuse me. Let's just do it. Create new. And here I am on my iPad. This is Photoshop on my iPad. And what we could do now, I'm just going to click create, right? And we have our standard brushes that we can use. Sorry this isn't a gorgeous illustration, but you know what? Watch my video that just got pushed out today. But let's kind of change this up. First, let's change the color so you can see it. Be a little bit darker. And what we have available is you're able to actually add brushes. And I'm so sorry, everyone. Like, it should be a little plus button right down here. I updated the app, and I think it did not update. But basically, you have the ability to have custom brushes that you can add to the iPad. So Photoshop on the iPad, you can add your own custom brushes. So you get all those Kyle T. Webster brushes. You get the brushes that you created, right? And you can add those to Photoshop on the iPad. So I think that is pretty cool. So if you give me a second, let me just do this really fast, if you don't mind. Yeah, this is really self-serving, but let's just pretend like I'm working right here. Here we go. So it's this little plus button right down here. Hit that plus button. Import files. So here I could grab them from the iCloud Drive, which is what I did, but you could also grab them from Creative Cloud files as well. There's Keith Haring right in there. I have some rakes, and then I have all my brushes. So I loaded up all 43 of Paul's brushes. I know it's kind of trippy, but again, load up your own brushes. I think I created a notes brush, as in musical notes, and I'm painting with it now, right? So again, it's like, man, it's the magic of Photoshop. It's so nice. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Even though it's very trippy watching a video of me, you get the idea. You can manage them as well, so you can turn them on and off, because obviously I loaded up 43. Did I really want all of those? But that's how that works, and that's pretty cool. So hopefully you guys are into that. I'm into it. Thanks so much for watching. Yeah, it's cool. Alrighty, let me just jump out really fast, and I'll actually just send this to you. Again, we talked about inner shadow, outline, stroke, angular gradient there. custom brushes, right, for Photoshop on the iPad. I'm going to actually post this link to chat because this has links to Keith Haring's brushes, Kyle Webster's brushes, and all that stuff. So I think this is a good resource, among other things, because it has all the pages in there as well. And thanks for joining me, Logica Studios and Cynthia. I see you out there on YouTube. Awesome, Afroja. Awesome. There you go. There's that link for you. Because I wanted to scroll down a little bit further. Keith Haring, you see it. Create your own brushes, of course, in Capture. That's what it talks about there. And there's 70 new presets in Camera Raw. Okay, so I won't worry about opening this up if you guys don't mind. I can try. But Camera Raw, this is 70 new presets in Camera Raw and Adobe Lightroom. So since it's in Lightroom, it should also be in Photoshop. But yeah, check those out, and that's pretty cool. It's just stuff that we give you for free. I don't know. How do we even make money? I don't know. I don't know how Adobe makes money. Anyway. Anywho. All right, folks. Let's move on. Yeah, rotate canvas in Illustrator. Yeah, welcome everybody. Can we talk about new creative just for fun? Is that okay? Let's do it. All right, and I'm back. And you know what? I'm going to jump right into sharing my screen because I absolutely love this guy right here. If you're not following him and you're into typography and graphic design, Rafael Serra creates some awesome work. So this is some stuff that he created within the past couple weeks, right? And I'm just really into this retro look, mainly just because it matches my shirt. But I think it's pretty cool. Right, there we go. Lego, right? So reimagining the Lego logo. How fun is this, right? Take your favorite brand, like turn it into your own project. Hey, why not? Look at that. Let's go to the next one. Google. Little tough to read. It's hard reading that last E, but I really am into those block letters. M&M's. Yeah. Stop being so smart, Raphael, and so clever. Look at that. Although they kind of look like Reese's Pieces, which I absolutely love. Maybe that's why I like it, okay? Pepsi, again, I'm just really into this retro look, I guess. Maybe it's just me. Pepsi took out some of the carbonation. That wave is like less, less crazy. Apple, right? Super fun. Google, H&M, KFC, right? Just have fun, huh? McDonald's, Nike, right? And the cool thing is this is totally his style. Windows, right? So much fun. There you go. Hats off to Rafael Serra. Check out his work. He's amazing. We can get into some more stuff right in here. I really like this, even to talk about just shooting a simple video, right, with your phone, speeding it up, and you know what, throwing an animation in here. This is not this doesn't have to be crazy 3D, right? You can literally do all of this in After Effects, but I just think it's really cool what Ruben Wu made, right? So again, just getting you inspired for the week, just so you know. I think this stuff is cool. Send me your stuff as well. Would love to see what you have created and available. And again, I just like this look, these little I don't know, these lights that flash. It's just cool. All right, you get the idea. Next up, this Berlin Michelle was featured on the Adobe Instagram account, and then and again, just a fun project. Does this even mean anything? No, it doesn't. Like, who knows? If you believe in it, sure, go for it. Makes you happy, go for it. But the sign says Creative Minds. So which one are you? Are you a Gemini and a Beacon? Cancer, Intuition? Very fun illustrations. I'm a Capricorn, so apparently I'm well-oiled. I need that today because I'm supposed to run I'm supposed to run a mile as fast as I can. So I need to be as well oiled as possible. But we'll go into the next one. You know, if you're into all of those, into signs, right? Astrology signs. There should be one more, actually. Isn't there one more graphic? I thought there was one more. All right, anyways, that's fun. Just to get you inspired. That's all I'm going for. Oh, okay, fantastic. Andreas, hello and welcome. Yeah, so we have a full day planned. That was Berlin Michelle Art. Click follow there. And then we can kind of move on and dive into questions. Plasma ball, that's actually a good way to reference this stuff. Okay, so let's just switch over and dive into what we have. All right, welcome back. If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. That's right. You know, you just need a little happiness, man. Life's too short if you can manage it to, you know, carve your own path like you can by learning here, as well as learning and getting your questions answered online as well. I just want to let everybody know you can go to community.adobe.com. We also have Discord that has places where you can ask questions, right? So there's no reason why you can't get a question answered, right? So feel free. I'll just jump in here. So somebody tries to resize a whole object and they try to use the white arrow. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Let's just go into Illustrator. Create, bam, here we are. All right, here. Rotate view tool. Ready? Here it is. See how it works, right? There's the hand. Click just underneath the hand. There it is. Rotate. Now we know. And now you know where this dialog is, by the way. So that is super cool. Not that I have anything like loaded that I'm kind of working on, but if I was working on this, coming in here, sure enough, rotate view, click, zoop, and there we're rotating it as you'd expect. Brand new. As part of your Illustrator, right? Pretty straightforward. Cool, cool. So this can happen, by the way. It's like I have this object. It's actually transparent on the inside. I can't select it, right? I actually have to click on the line. Same thing for the selection tool. So selection tool and then the direct selection tool obviously is going to give you that control, but use the selection tool. Person's just using the wrong tool. That's all. But I'm surprised that that's pretty high up on the list. My big thing here for you, everyone, is GPU required for this rotation? It didn't say that it was. Now we can always toggle that. We can change this to outline, this GPU preview outline. I want to say no, I just haven't tested it. But here it works in outline mode, just so you know. So there's that. And thank you so much for asking, because I'm here to give you guys the answers that you need. And I honestly want to know, like, let's try this. Boom, look at that. I'm even designing at an angle, right? So if you have questions for Illustrator, or I just kind of want to know your sentiment, if you will. I always want to hear your feedback. I feel like I do a lot of talking, and I want to make sure I'm also doing some listening. I want to make sure I'm also listening. So let me know what you guys think of Illustrator. If there's anything maybe you'd change about it, any frustrations you might have, I would love to hear them, just so you know. So get in touch with me, you know, through the magic of the internet would be great. Cool. It's down to my last couple minutes, and I'm just gonna highlight one last piece. now that I have it pulled up. I had to open this up in my email. Geez, I got 30 seconds. Big shout out to Ryan Benoit, Superheroes 2021 project, right? Just taking his kids, and this was his weekend project. How fun is this? Man, I want that to be me, man, if I was a kid. Love it. Ryan, you're amazing. I appreciate you, everyone here today. Thank you so much, and we will see you guys later. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you, everyone.